Right, this is mine. Woman receives 3D printed ear made from her own cells. Um,
What the
the
heck?
first clinical trial of the technology. So I only scanned this earlier, but they transplanted a 3D ear made of human cells onto a woman. She had a ear deformity, and a company called 3D Biotherapeutics announced that the transplant was the first clinical trial of their technology. So, and it marks a successful major step forward for tissue engineering.
That's crazy.
They have ongoing clinical trials of 11 participants testing its Euro Novo ear.
3D printing is one of those things I never really think about.
Yeah, you never really look at where it could go, but it has so much potential to do anything.
Yeah, like there's so many other technologies I look at, but I never really think about 3D printing, and it could literally, yeah, it could like transform the world, having everything just at the press of a button,
Mm.
printed.
I mean, this is
Like,
definitely a massive step, though. Organs, or not even organs, ears. So it says ears are simpler than organs, but this is like the step between us humans and cyborgs. I reckon. I know they're replicating what it actually, the same cells and the same sort of like a genetics, I guess, or genes or whatever. But this is like the step towards living with like in as a computer.
yeah, like you need to upgrade your ear or something. You just print off a new set of ears.
Yeah, like when you start going deaf or just something, anything needs
Yeah,
replacing. It's like you could just you got a bad well, you get it already with a you got a bad hip and you have a hip replacement, don't you? But
yeah. I reckon a lot of people, like our generation, maybe a little bit older, will have hearing problems when they're older because of use of headphones and stuff.
hmm, loud rave music.
So yeah, so I think these kind of technologies we'll probably start to see them more and more, like develop more and more as demand for it starts increasing.
Yeah, yeah. As and when it's needed. Um, but I
It
mean,
might even be like mechanical ears and not biological ears.
yeah, that's what I mean. That one was more of a biological ear, but everything in your body is sort of apart from your brain, everything else is replaceable, isn't it?
Yeah, they can transplant everything. I think you can get brain transplants. Can you get brain transplants?
I have no idea.
That would be weird, actually. I don't know.
That would be
Just
weird.
like,
This would be no, I don't think you can. A brain transplant is a procedure in which the brain of the organ. Wait, let me share this. Head transplant is considered to be an extraordinary and impossible. So, a head transplant. I
do you
can't.
reckon the Nazis? Do you reckon the Nazis tried it?
Head transplant. Why do you think the Nazis?
Because they did loads of like testing on humans, didn't they?
Do you reckon they tried? Oh,
Poland.
this is a video. A head
Yeah,
transplant.
these Nazi camp experiments. They tried loads of random shit.
Look at them. Yeah, I've heard that they did a lot experiments. Oh, shit.
Experience. Yeah, just did loads of random crap that you would think it just goes against what's it called? Human rights.
Was any of it successful?
I'm not sure. I've never read into it. I just know that they did these experiments. But it would be an interesting thing to read into, to be fair.
Mm. Oh yeah, and it's kind of it's like a horror film, isn't it? Thinking about all of the shit that they were
Yeah,
trying.
I'm not sure if some of the science we know today is because of those experiments. I wouldn't be surprised if some of
Yeah,
it is.
it makes sense that because it's unethical, but it leaps like forward loads, doesn't it? By doing it in that manner, the ethics of everything slows down a lot.
What
Of
do you
the
mean slows down?
like the fact that we've stuff isn't ethical means we can't do it. So
Oh, slows us down.
slows us down as
Yeah,
evolving as humans and definitely in the medical industry.
yeah. It's because it's funny you you mention ethics and science because when we went to Valencia, we went to this aquarium and they had like those dolphins that they train.
Right? Yeah.
And I don't like it because I think like these dolphins shouldn't be in these small tanks. Like I think I spoke to you about it when I was back home.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my mate said to me like if they weren't in these tanks, we wouldn't know so much about dolphins that we actually do because they would just
How
be in the wild.
smart they are.
Yeah, and we wouldn't know any of this, which makes sense. It helps us understand animals and helps us understand the world a bit more. But then there's the ethical side to it as well, which is it's a difficult argument because it
Yeah.
even relates to zoos as well. Like a lion shouldn't be in a cage, but if the lion wasn't in the zoo, then we wouldn't know as much about lions as we do. So
Yeah.
us having them in cages in zoos, is that helping us preserve wild lions in the savannah?
Mm. Yeah. And if we didn't have them in the cage, it would just slow down our whole learning or knowledge building on the animals. So, what do you think they should have? Human zoos where they perform. That's what this is. This Nazi human experiment is.
Yeah, I guess that's essentially what happened, isn't it? Maybe like we don't try and do brain transplants on lions and dolphins, but
But we're never going to know if we can do it or not if we don't do it. But there's no way of ethically doing that procedure, right?
yeah, and I think a lot of science is based on animal testing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
A lot of our developments in science are based on animal testing. So
Yeah, because they use monkeys a lot to test
yeah,
out the new. They put the neural link in the monkey, didn't they?
yeah, they put Neuralink in a monkey and in pigs, and it's like a it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's for our selfish gain. We're putting these animals in cruel situations.
Yeah, because humans automatically have decided that we're the master race.
Yeah.
But then they say
Well,
like dolphins are more intelligent than humans. They've got a larger brain. Well,
well, dolphins haven't built cities like we have.
they might have. They might have built them in the deep sea where we've not been. They might be like half dolphin, half humans down or something. Yeah, but they don't have the capability, like the physical capability to do that.
Yeah. This is that something that it might be an intelligence that we can't comprehend.
Yeah. This is not even on our wavelength, yeah.
Yeah.
It might be that intelligent that they don't, yeah. Why do they need to build cities?
Mm.
So anyway, we'll staying on that same topic. I've just Wikipedia the Nazi human experiment. So yeah, it was a series of medical experiments on large numbers of prisoners, including children. typically the experiments were conducted without anesthesia, resulting in death. So they just did it. Just
That's mental.
but they did this on twins.
So weird that this happened.
Amputations, infecting them with various diseases and injecting dyes into their eyes to change their colour. He also attempted to create conjoined twins by sewing twins together.
You see that picture? Oh, that's conjoined
It's
twins.
just Siamese twins,
yeah.
But these lot tried to actually create these.
Causing gangrene and eventually death.
Often one twin would be forced to undergo experimentation while the other was kept as a control. Oh geez, man. This is uncomfortable to read.
This is some dark stuff, man.
It's like the human centipede type shit.
Yeah.
Bone, muscle, and nerve transplantation experiments. Yeah, so it makes sense that they would have learned stuff that's used today if they're doing stuff like this.
And this freezing experiments here.
It's what?
Can you see that freezing experiments?
Oh yeah.
Conducts experiments with the intent of discovering means to prevent and treat hypothermia. They put them in like 4 degrees water.
Attempt number 513. What the hell?
And then
Body temperature.
for an hour. Imagine being in 4 degree water for an hour.
Time in water. There's minutes in it.
Yeah.
6 degrees. Oh yeah.
95 minutes.
There's no time of death.
He probably died in the water.
Well, I survived it.
No, this person was in, number 16, was in for an hour and died at 74.
So he comes out the water at 90. Oh right, and then he dies that much later of hypothermia.
Yeah, died.
This guy died. This person died at the end.
Oh yeah.
Malaria. Oh shit, man.
There is loads.
Seawater. Fertility. Poison. Bomb. Yeah. Modern ethical issues. Yeah, the data obtained from the experiments, however, has been used and considered in multiple fields, causing controversy.
Yeah, I think it's because it's so unethical that using this data is seen like in a negative light.
Yeah, in favour of those using the data, argue that if it has practical value to save lives, then it will be equally unethical not to use it. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If they're using it for the better, these tests have already been done. Like, at least these people are going to die knowing. Well, they won't know, but at least people are going to die. These people have died for a reason, like to help humanity in the long run.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a bad thing that this happened, but it's being used for good. So
yeah. Japanese human experimentation as well.
The plot thickens. It's happening everywhere.
Biological warfare weapons. This isn't as frostbite.
This looks like it's for syphilis, frostbite,
rape and forced pregnancy. Don't know if you could say that on YouTube. Don't know if you
can I say that on YouTube?
I don't know. Right. Anyway, this our conversation's taking a dark turn. Very dark turn.